Hi. In the last few weeks, I pointed two stocks to you with insiders buying, which I said were sleuth-worthy. Here is a follow-up on the two stocks, plus a third stock which may merit your sleuthing effort. The first I mentioned was illm, illm-t in Toronto. The company sells software to advertisers to help them focus their ads, something similar to Trade Desk, TTD in the US. The company is cyclical because every 2-3 years it must revamp the product line. The stock then tanks, only to rise again as the new version catches on. The first time, the stock rose 10 times. Then it tanked. The second time, it rose 20 times. Then fell again. Now, for the third time, the company is revamping the product yet again. Will the rise repeat? Management apparently thinks so. The CEO bought $1 million worth of stock, and the company has been buying back stock hand over fist and canceling it, already shrinking capitalization 14%. So why am I mentioning illm again? Because in the last month, they bought more stock. Does it mean everything is going well? That, of course, I don't know. But if the new product repeats its previous performance, the stock may be a multi-bagger for the third time. How big? Well, now at $1.60. If it reaches its previous peak of 30, it would be a 20-bagger yet again. Will it be? I, of course, cannot tell. To learn this, you must go ahead and sleuth it yourself. Sleuth how? You got it. Buy my books, The Sleuth Investor and The Advanced Sleuth Investor, to learn the method and the art. The second stock I mentioned was Illumina, ILMN, in New York, a stock in which Carl Icahn took an interest and which gave him grief. Illumina caught the decline of Carl's own company, IEP, and of course the client itself. The problem was Carl tried to take Illumina, tried to make them cancel an acquisition he thinks is bad for it, and the company refused. So he asked to change the CEO. So why am I mentioning this one again? Because the new CEO just bought a slug of stock for himself. Does it signify that Illumina is on demand? Who knows? However, if the stock regained its own all-time high of 556, it would be a 4-bagger from here. Will it be? Again, I of course cannot tell you. Go sleuth it and find out yourself. The third stock and the new mention is LivePerson, LPSN, a true AI company with a real product and real revenues and real history. Unlike most other AI companies, this one has been in existence for 24 years since it went public. Here it is, the price history. Take a look and you can freeze it on the screen. What is the company doing exactly? LivePerson automates customer-company conversations. For example, airlines or other customer service-facing companies. You call, the AI answers, and it sounds and reacts just like a live person, hence the company name. LivePerson 2 is cyclical and needs to refresh the product periodically. It has done so 3 times already, as you can see from the price chart. Go back and look. At such changes, a crossover occurs, with the old product dying and the new one beginning to blossom. Then expenses are temporarily double, while not yet visible revenues are growing, and so the stock tanks. Now, the company LivePerson has 2 geniuses on board. One of them, Dr. Slutsky, is a Harvard-Baker scholar and an AI expert. He kept buying a stock for the last year and a half at prices as high as $3 and above. As I said, insiders are not always good at timing. At any rate, he now owns 12% of the company, and he may be a genius, but the genius manager he is not, because equally clearly, the company has been trying to do too many things, so it needs a refocusing expert. Well, he just got one. John Sabino, who helped fix VMware, then Splunk, is a West Point grad, ex-GE, and much more. He has been cutting costs at LivePerson and focusing sales. So 2 days ago, the stock was cut down by more than half when it reported lower result. Is it cheap enough now? Well, at this price of $1 a share, the EV, enterprise value, is 460 million bucks, which is less than the 480 million of spending on R&D the company spent the last 3 years. EV less than R&D, one of my first signs of companies worth sleuthing. It has been this cheap only 3 times before. Look again at the price chart. The first cycle, the stock rose from 7 pennies in 2001 to $7.48 in 2003, or 100 baggers, 100 times in 2.5 years. They don't make them anymore, not many. And this, please note, was during the period when the Nasdaq fell 80%. This rise, however, was not without heartache, because on the way up to its 100-bag potential, the stock first rose to 43 cents, then fell to 10 cents, or minus 76%, trying to shake you off. Then it rose to 98 cents and fell to 33 cents, or trying to shake you off by a decline of 67%. But those who held on got a 100-bagger in 2.5 years. Not many of these around. How to help you hold on is the question. The simple answer is conviction. And that you can get only by sleuthing a stock yourself physically, not via the internet, by pure physical effort. How? Read my books and find out. The second cycle of LivePerson, the stock went from $1.19 to $19.60, or 16 times, from December 2008 to July 2012, or 3.5 years. Again, the stock tried to shake you off. However, do also note that December 2008, when the stock was rising, the market was still tanking. So it was a good stock to hold. Finally, in the third cycle, February 2016 to 2021, the stock rose from $3.74 to $72.23, or 19 times in 5 years. They don't make those much more either. The stock is now arguably at its fourth cycle. Bottom or not, you decide. It's trading for $1. Can it rise yet again? It might. First, valuation is cheap. Price to save is 0.4. And enterprise value, as I said, is less than the R&D spending of the last 3 years. But second, the new CEO seems to be doing the right things. However, there are problems too. LivePerson has debt, some of it convertible. So this may cause a dilution as the stock rises, if it does. Also, the stock is now at $1. So if it goes much below it for more than 30 days, it may be delisted, unless it does a reverse split, which is not difficult to do. So, will LivePerson stock survive? Perhaps the previous 3 cycles have been the only one it will have, and the last has been the last. It's possible. But if it does survive, there's a chance it will again be a big multi-bagger. If it reaches a previous peak, it'll be 70 times this time, a 70-bagger. Will it? You know my answer. I can't tell you. I can only point it to your attention. To learn if it will, start sleuthing it yourself. Again, sleuth how? You got it yet again. Buy my books, The Sleuth Investor, The Advanced Sleuth Investor, and see the method. It is not for the lazy, but it pays handsomely for those who do it. They may even get to retire early. It's all for today. If you like the above, please subscribe to the channel and tell all your followers and subscribers to subscribe too. I'll see you next time, and meantime, thank you very much for watching.